Damn, Drew, you got another one.
The 48 Laws of Power is a popular book written by Robert Greene, which breaks down power strategies into concise rules to help someone achieve influence and control. And when you are in a battle, when you are in war, influence and control is everything. And recently, we literally just witnessed history right before our eyes as two of the biggest hip-hop artists of all time, Kendrick Lamar and Drake, just went to war with each other. Arguably the best rap beef of all time. This is nothing we've seen before, as both Kendrick Lamar and Drake have dropped a variety of diss tracks towards each other, going back and forth, with even dropping diss tracks on the same day. We also haven't seen a battle between two artists of their caliber in this fast-paced social media era, and they battled at a time where a lot of people have said that hip-hop is dying, and this beef has most definitely resurrected hip-hop. Like I said, both rappers have dropped incredible diss tracks, but the clear winner in this battle has to be Kendrick Lamar. And with that being said, I wanted to break down some of the strategies and principles that Kendrick Lamar has used in order to defeat Drake. So I'm going to tell you how each song and how each move made by Kendrick Lamar are actually some of the laws in the book 48 Laws of Power. So what actually ignited this war was when Drake and J. Cole released First Person Shooter. First Person Shooter was released last year in October on Drake's album For All the Dogs. On this song, Drake let it be known that he was on his way of surpassing Michael Jackson for the most #1 singles on Billboard, while J. Cole let it be known that him, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar was the big three, and currently he's #1 out of the three. And something about their collaboration didn't sit right with Kendrick Lamar's spirit, which we later find out that Kendrick was asked by Drake's team to be on First Person Shooter, but he declined the offer. Which brings me to Kendrick Lamar being featured on Like That, where he joined forces with Future and Metro Boomin on their album We Don't Trust You, which was an entire diss album towards Drake that dropped earlier this year in March. And this is where Kendrick dropped a bomb on Drake and J. Cole, responding back to their bold claims on First Person Shooter. Now when it comes to the 48 Laws of Power, this song and strategy follows law number 8, which is to make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. When you force the other person to act, you are the one in control. It is always better to make your opponent come to you, abandoning his own plans in the process. And this is exactly what Kendrick did with his verse on Like That. It was a setup by Kendrick Lamar to bait Drake and J. Cole into a beef. More so Drake, because most of the shots on Like That was aimed at Drake. But both of them were on the clock, as everyone was in shock by Kendrick's verse, waiting to see how Drake and J. Cole would respond. Both had abandoned their own individual plans. After For All the Dogs, Drake was supposed to take a break from focusing on music for about a year or so due to stomach problems, and was probably going to rest after getting off a tour. But due to this pressure to respond to Kendrick, he had to change his plans and get back into music mode and form a strategy to compete with Kendrick. And J. Cole was quietly working on a project called Might Delete Later that was going to be a warm-up until he released his highly anticipated album The Fall Off. When Might Delete Later released, J. Cole changed up his own plans by adding a diss track of his own towards Kendrick called 7 Minute Drill, which wasn't supposed to be on Might Delete Later, but due to the pressure from social media, J. Cole responded, which ultimately played into Kendrick's plan of forcing J. Cole and Drake to change their plans and come to him. Another law that I want to mention from the song Like That also connects to J. Cole's 7 Minute Drill is law number 28, which is to enter action with boldness. If you are unsure about a course of action, do not attempt it. Your doubts and hesitations will infect your execution. Being timid is dangerous. Everyone admires the bold. No one honors the timid. On Like That, Kendrick Lamar applied this law because he executed his verse with boldness, being direct and taking shots at Drake and J. Cole to where it sounded like he wanted all the smoke. But when J. Cole released his 7 Minute Drill response, he actually didn't follow this law, because a lot of people was saying that J. Cole didn't sound like he really wanted to battle Kendrick. It didn't sound bold enough. For it to be a diss track, it didn't come off as aggressive and it sounded more timid, which was true because a couple days later, J. Cole apologized at his Dreamville festival to Kendrick Lamar for dissing him and saying that he felt the pressure of the world wanting to see blood, so he dissed Kendrick, but in reality he didn't want to diss Kendrick because they are really good friends. J. Cole should have just listened to his instincts to not engage in the battle, because him apologizing got him crucified by many hip-hop fans, but it was still an honorable move by him to apologize, and I respect that, but most hip-hop fans didn't honor that move by J. Cole. After the J. Cole apology, Drake responded a couple weeks later with his very own diss track called Push-Ups. On Push-Ups, Drake sent a lot of shots to many rappers while mainly focusing on Kendrick Lamar, Metro Boomin, and Future. After this track, he responded quickly with another diss, Tailor-Made Freestyle, where Drake used artificial intelligence software to emulate Tupac and Snoop Dogg vocals, using these two voices of West Coast legends to disrespect and troll Kendrick, and telling Kendrick that he can't run from the smoke now because Drake is war ready and he is on the hunt. At this time of the battle, Drake thought he was holding all the cards because Kendrick Lamar is known for taking a long time with releasing music. Drake thought he was going to run from the smoke because he didn't yet respond to his two diss tracks, not realizing that all the stuff he was talking about Kendrick on at the end of his Tailor-Made Freestyle about not following through and running from the smoke. The ironic thing is that Drake would actually be the one not following through and running from the smoke as this beef continued. This brings me to the next law that Kendrick practiced, which is law number 35. Master the art of timing. Never seem to be in a hurry. Hurrying shows a lack of control over yourself and over time. Always seem patient, as if you know that everything will come to you eventually. Become a detective of the right moment. Find the trends that will carry you to power. After Drake released his two diss tracks at Kendrick, fans and people on social media was anticipating a Kendrick response, but started to lose hope in Kendrick because he was taking a long time to respond. Kendrick didn't go off of what Drake or what the public was saying about him when it came to taking a long time to respond, as he was moving on his own time, lining his ducks in a row and doing whatever he needed to do behind the scenes before he responded. And on April 30th, on a random Tuesday, Kendrick responded back to Drake's Push-Ups and Tailor-Made Freestyle with Euphoria. Euphoria was a 3-part, 6-minute diss that was the beginning of the destruction of Drake. The strategy behind the release of Euphoria practiced not only Law 35 of mastering the art of timing, but also Law number 7, which is to get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Use the wisdom, knowledge, and legwork of other people to further your own cause. A lot of the shots that Kendrick took at Drake on Euphoria wasn't necessarily new things that we heard about Drake. Because Drake has had his battles with other rappers in the past, a lot of them have exposed Drake for the same things that Kendrick was talking about on Euphoria. Kendrick used the legwork of the other rappers that have already exposed Drake and used it to his advantage. The rappers that Kendrick built off of was Meek Mill, Joe Budden, and Pusha T. In Euphoria, Kendrick Lamar addressed all the ghostwriters Drake uses, mocking Drake's pen game when he said, "Ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 if I gotta smack dudes that write with you." This ghostwriting angle is a chink in the armor that actually was first exposed by Meek Mill back when him and Drake had beef. In Euphoria, Kendrick made fun of Drake for having fake abs and also playing on the word push when mentioning Pusha T, saying Drake is better off trying to beef with him again instead of beefing with him. In Euphoria, Kendrick Lamar said, "Let your core audience stomach that, then tell them where you get your abs from. Yeah, F all that pushing P, let me see you push a T." This reference about Drake's abs and also playing off the word push and push a T is a reference to Joe Budden's Afraid diss track towards Drake, when Joe Budden said, "Wish he could go back and grab the Blackberry with the scroll. Yeah, Aubrey, that's the one we trusted, not this new Aubrey with his stomach sculpted." And then Joe Budden also did the push reference when he said, should know I kill him at even the slightest push of me. And when his team press up shirts, I help him push a T. Should read it, he pressed buttons but wouldn't push a T. Gotta be bugging, maybe he don't know where push should be. So as you can see, Kendrick Lamar built off of that as well. In Euphoria, Kendrick also referenced the narrative of Drake being a deadbeat dad, which was exposed by Pusha T on Story of Adidon, and Kendrick also referenced bars from Pusha T's diss track towards Drake and Lil Wayne back in the day called Exodus 23:1. You signed to one dude that signed to another dude that signed to 3 dudes. Now that's bad luck. That's what Pusha T said on Exodus, and Kendrick said on Euphoria, let's speak on percentage. Show me your splits. I'll make sure I double back with you. You were signed to a dude that signed to a dude that said he was signed to that dude. As you can see, Kendrick Lamar took all of this information from all of these other rappers, used it to his advantage, and crafted his own incredible diss track. He bodied Drake and got all the credit and notoriety from hip-hop fans. Because this video is a 3-part series, we are going to end this video right here, but before we do, let's go over the laws so far that Kendrick has followed in this battle, which was law number 8, which is make other people come to you, use bait if necessary. Law number 28, interaction with boldness. Law number 35, master the art of timing. And law number 7, which is to get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. So if you like this video series that I'm doing, and you like part 1, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you can catch part 2 as we continue to break down how Kendrick Lamar destroyed Drake using the 48 Laws of Power. I am Drew Era. This is another episode of Decoded, and everybody stay safe. Until next time, I'm out. Yeah.